Jumbo. General Lyndon Buckingham has asked the question, what is the Salvation Army going to be about in this next chapter of our life? We're going to be about our people, we're going to be about our mission, and we're going to be about our legacy. Our people are important. Our mission is from God. What legacy do we want? As one Kenyan Salvationist recently wrote to us, our goal is to ensure that our children inherit the best possible church from us. In keeping with that emphasis on people, mission, and legacy, we want to share a vision for the territory. We are spirit-filled, Jesus-centered, and mission-focused, enjoying growth, strength, and sustainability. A vision statement is how we see ourselves and how we want to see ourselves. It is future-oriented. It explains our why. Our mission statement is what we do and how we do it. It is focused on the present. What are we doing and what do we need to do to make a difference, to realize our mission, to make vision into reality? We already have a strategic plan that operates until 2025. However, the command leaders have already affirmed the key priorities within that strategic plan, and we look forward to carrying it forward even beyond 2025. Those priorities are evangelism and pastoralism, or discipleship, community engagement, finance, self-reliance and sustainability, education and training, youth and children. As you can see from our strategic priorities, they focus on people, mission, and legacy. They also connect with being a growing territory, a strong territory, and a sustainable territory. So what does this mean in practical terms? A spirit-filled territory? Part of being a strong army means that we need also to be a holy army. If we are to be engaged in God's holy mission, we need to be a holy people. We need to be spirit-filled people. That means sometimes addressing unholy things. We will not flinch from dealing with wrongdoing in our territory. Only when unholy things are addressed can we truly become God's holy people, God's holy territory. Paul in Ephesians chapter 3, verses 16 to 19, speaks of the kind of holy people we need to be. Paul is saying that holy people who are filled to the measure of all the fullness of God enjoy heart purity, reflect Christ-likeness, experience anointed power, and overflow with God's perfect love. Please pray for our territory to show the marks of being spirit-filled. We see a Jesus-centered territory. For too long we have been a money-centered territory with a reputation among churches. We have shifted some of that emphasis away from fundraising. Instead, we want to be Jesus-centered. Steve Brown of Arrow International speaks of being led more by Jesus, leading more like Jesus, and leading more to Jesus. When we center our personal lives on Jesus, and when we focus our territory on Jesus, many other things will resolve themselves. Please pray for our territory to show the marks of being Jesus-centered. We see a mission-focused territory. Kenya West has a wonderful mission opportunity. We have many core in many communities. We have a large number of schools where there are young people. We have other social and community development programs that are engaged in reaching out to people. If we are to be a mission-focused territory, we need to think clearly about what we are doing. We call our territory to listen to our communities, listen to our schools, listen to our other social programs, listen to our core. What are we doing? And what do we need to do to make a difference, to realize our mission, to make vision a reality. Please pray for our territory to show the marks of being mission-focused. We see a territory enjoying growth, strength, and sustainability. A growing territory, growing not just in terms of numbers. Kenya West is a strong and growing territory. We are grateful for the over 130,000 soldiers, the many local officers, and the officers. These are the people who are growing our territory and making it strong. But numbers of people and numbers of corps remain just numbers unless we see growth in terms of people. People who are giving their lives to Jesus. People becoming Jesus-centered in their discipleship. People allowing the Spirit to fill them and equip them to live holy lives. For such growth to happen, we need to be focusing on our first strategic priority of evangelism and discipleship. We are taking the message of the gospel to people, and we are also engaging in discipleship. This ensures that people are not only growing, it ensures not only that the kingdom is growing and the Salvation Army is part of it, but it also ensures that individual people are growing in their faith journey. Growth in discipleship becomes an important priority for us in our territory, as well as the priority of making sure that people hear the message of the gospel. A significant strength of our territory rests with our youth and children. With over 100,000 junior soldiers, there is so much strength for future soldiers. But the youth and children are not just the army of the future. They are also the army of today. And if our territory is to be strong and growing, we need to be hearing from them and responding to them. A strong territory. How is our territory becoming stronger? One of the significant things might not seem obvious, but it relates to our governance. An enhanced governance process has been implemented in the territory. The new governance board is comprised of Salvationists rather than THQ section heads. Other than the TC, TPWM, and Chief Secretary, the rest of the governance board are not from THQ. There is a representative divisional commander and a representative corps officer. There are also Salvationists who are on the governance board because of their skills and background, whether that is in law, education, medical, or other areas. In addition, there is a representative of youth throughout the territory. The governance board has, as part of its function, some committees that contribute to the strength of the territory. The audit committee is an arm's-length group of Salvationists who are currently serving as government auditors themselves. The pastoral committee is comprised of the section heads and leadership of the territory, giving oversight to the spiritual elements of the territory. Other committees include the nominations committee, which considers future members of the governance board. There is a clear separation of governance and management. The day-to-day management of the territory is under the leadership of the Chief Secretary, together with section heads and other key THQ personnel. The new governance and management structure enhances accountability at all levels and contributes to the strength of the territory. As part of strengthening our territory, a suite of enhanced policies have been produced and are being made available to officers throughout the territory. In that way, people know what needs to be done and the way to do it. We have improved internal financial controls and can monitor through a strengthened internal audit department. This department will be coming alongside people and sharing with them the correct way to do things, if it is not already happening. As well, There are times when people may choose not to do the right thing. Those who do the wrong thing will be discovered by internal audit, and it will be addressed. There's also a new whistleblower policy and a new complaints policy in place. We encourage people to use this policy to point out things that they know firsthand and that they have evidence suggesting misconduct of any sort. So a growing territory, a strong territory, and also a sustainable territory. We see a territory that needs to be strengthened and made sustainable through ensuring that our core are strong and sustainable. The first thing, therefore, that we've sought to do is to shift the emphasis as far as giving is concerned, so that soldiers know that their primary giving is through the planned giving system. There will be other appeals such as self-denial, harvest, and helping hand. Now, some may wish to give over several weeks to one or more of these. However, all of these appeals will be effectively once a year, and the main form of giving will be through planned giving. In this way, there is a renewed focus on giving at the local core level, and core officers are better able to receive more of their allowance as well. Assessments have been removed. Core transmissions have been simplified to those things which directly affect core. Other things which have sometimes been part of core transmissions to divisional headquarters will no longer be included. Greater sustainability makes it easier for core to be engaged in mission at the local level. In order for core to experience sustainability, it is our intention for every core eventually to have connection with core officers. We have 684 core and many outposts. If each core can have an officer assigned to it, that will make a difference for overall sustainability. We recognize that there are a limited number of officers, and we cannot simply train more officers so that every corps can have a married couple. Many corps cannot support their officers. New models need to be sought and considered as to how corps may be able to share officers. Sometimes you may have two corps within 5 to 10 kilometers of each other. Neither may be able to support an officer couple by itself. Those two corps could remain separate in their own right, but sharing corps officers. Together, the corps and their officers can find new strength. This is one pattern being used in several other territories, and work is being done in the program department and in conjunction with divisional leaders as to how this might be able to happen. Another level of sustainability that needs to be addressed relates to districts and divisions. We currently have 33 commands, counting both divisions and districts, and it's difficult for those commands to be able to be sustained by the number of corps that comprise them. We know, for example, that the Roman Catholic Church has about 8 dioceses in the same area. Work is currently being undertaken as a result of the Territorial Executive Council decision at the March meeting of the TEC, the Territorial Executive Council, that a task group should be formed to consider how divisions and districts can be strengthened through consolidation. We needed to recognise issues of distance, culture, and even sometimes intergroup conflict. The Program Department under the Secretary for Program has convened a task group and consulted widely with them. They will also be making focus group meetings in parts of the territory. A new set of divisions and districts will make it easier for divisional teams to be supported. Of course, this requires the approval of international headquarters, and the governance board, as leaders of the territory, will lead the change management process over coming months. We've also called upon command heads, who will each be considered in the change process, to give their support to the proposal in all their dealings with people. Therefore, at the next field change, there will be not only change of districts and divisions, but the process of strengthening core will also be commenced. With sharing of core officers, together with 82 newly commissioned lieutenants, there will be opportunities for command heads to indicate their priorities for where these officers need to be located. The Territory is currently working with international headquarters to find ways in which Kenya West can become a financially sustainable territory. IHQ realises the challenges of a territory with a rural base that has lower income available. International headquarters is working with our territory to achieve a stable financial base for the future. So, at every level, we are looking to see growth, strength, and sustainability. Remember that vision. We are spirit-filled, Jesus-centered, and mission-focused, enjoying growth, strength, and sustainability. May God bless our territory. God bless you.